Chapter 53, Simulator Part 12, Humans and Dinosaurs. Me, Fu, Lincoln and Lainey were in the simulator. Very, Starfire, Jesse, Padme, Anakin, and Lisa were in the control room. The simulator activated and we found ourselves in a prehistoric landscape. Me, oh wow. We're in the land before time. Lincoln, this is one of my favorites. Lainey, mine too. Fu, I've heard about these movies. They were awesome. What year does this all take place? Me, from the looks of things Fu, I would have to say about 100 million years ago. Lainey, it's a magnificent wonder. As we walk around we heard some screaming and we saw a young Apatosaurus and Triceratops and a human girl being chased by a huge Tyrannosaurus. Me, that's Littlefoot and Sarah. Lainey, who's that with them? Fu, I don't know. But that Tyrannosaurus is malevolent. The murderous intent coming off of him is unbelievable. Me, I remember him. That's Sharp Tooth. Lincoln, oh no. I remember this. Littlefoot's mother fights Sharp Tooth and is wounded badly. Me, come on. We ran to the fight and Littlefoot's mom hit Sharp Tooth with her tail and he went into a cliff wall with huge force. As Littlefoot's mother, Littlefoot, Sarah, and the girl were trying to get away, Sharp Tooth jumped into the air and as he was about to land on Littlefoot's mother's back, I punched Sharp Tooth in the face and sent him flying down a hill and we ran to safety. Fu and Lincoln fired bolts of lightning and electrocuted Sharp Tooth. Fu now has sprouted butterfly wings. Me, are you all alright? Yes. Thanks to you all. Without warning a massive earthquake rattled the land. Lainey, an earthquake. The earthquake measured at 10.8 on the Richter scale. It was so strong that it tore some of the land apart. Sharp Tooth got up and tried to chase the girl, Littlefoot, and Sarah and they were running up a crumbling cliff and the girl fired an arrow into Sharp Tooth's left eye. Me, wow. Good shot. Littlefoot's mother whacked Sharp Tooth and he fell into a deep canyon that was as deep as a mountain. Lainey rescued the girl and we got to safety again. The destruction the earthquake was causing was terrible. Mountains were upheaving, canyons were forming, cliffs were rising and more. The families in hoods were greatly affected. Families in hoods were separated and divided. Littlefoot, his mother, and Sarah were separated from their hoods and parents. When the earthquake stopped we regrouped and set up camp. Me, are you all okay? Littlefoot, yes. Thanks to you all and Aline here. Me, I'm glad. We should introduce ourselves. I'm James Knudsen. But everyone calls me JD. Aline, I've heard about you. You moved to Royal Woods after winning all that money. Sorry, I'm Aline Carter. I moved to Royal Woods 2 months ago. Me, I thought you looked familiar. I saw you at my school a while ago. It's a pleasure to meet you. Lincoln, my name is Lincoln Loud. It's a pleasure. Fu, my name is Fu. I don't have a last name. I'm a ninja. Aline, neat. Lainey, my name is Lainey Loud. I'm one of Lincoln's 14 sisters. Aline, wow. You have a big family. Littlefoot, my name is Littlefoot and I'm a long neck. Sarah, I'm Sarah, a THREA and THREA never play with long necks. Sana, and I'm Sana, Littlefoot's mother. Me, it's a pleasure to meet you all. Why was Sharp Tooth after you all? Sana, Sharp Tooth is known as the Walking Terror. No one knows why he became like this and he has killed anyone that got in his way. Me, whoa. You guys are very lucky to escape him. Fu, Aline, how did you get here in the time of the dinosaurs? Aline, it was because of my necklace. It's called the Time Stone. Me, that's cool. Let me check here. I pull out my Legends book and found the Time Stone. Me, here it is. It says here that the Time Stone was forged from a human that went to the age of the dinosaurs under mysterious circumstances. The woman's name is Elaine. Aline, that's my grandmother. She's been here before? Me. That's what it says in the book and it appears so. Only a worthy bearer can possess its power and can travel to and from their own time to this time. Aline, incredible. Littlefoot, so humans have been here before? Aline, I think so. Me, where are you all trying to go? Sana, we are heading to the Great Valley. It is filled with lots of good food, fresh water, and many of our kind. Me, wow. Sana, we have to follow the sun past the great rock that looks like a long neck and past the mountains that burn. Me, it sounds like a long way. Fu, but we will help you get there. Aline, you will? Lincoln, sure. Friends always are there for each other. Lainey, yet. Sarah, okay. Littlefoot, let's do it. The next morning the 5 humans and the 3 dinosaurs set off for the Great Valley. Fu, Aline? How do you like it in Michigan? Aline, it's totally different than where I used to live. Fu. My family and I moved in with my grandparents. We used to live in Charleston, West Virginia. Michigan is totally new to me. Me, I know how you feel, Aline. Michigan was new for me too. But I met Lincoln and his sisters and we've developed a very strong bond. Lincoln, JD is like a big brother to me and he is a great friend. Aline, that's awesome. Lainey, you have a good shot in archery too, Aline. Aline, thanks Lainey. Oh. I saw you and Fu shoot lightning from your hands, Lincoln. How did you do that? Lincoln, I have lightning powers. Fu, and I have lightning magic. Aline, cool. Fu, can you teach me how to do lightning magic? Me, I have the perfect magic for you. I pull out a book on fire magic. Aline, fire magic? Neat. Aline studied the book. We arrived at a small lagoon by a lake to rest. Me, Sarah, why can't THRE horns play with long necks? Sarah, I don't know. My dad never really told me the reason. Fu, that's strange. Lincoln, if you ask me, I think being with only one of your kind doesn't seem very fair. Sarah, I agree with you, Lincoln. Sana, I'll try to see if we can get together. A swimmer jumped out. It was Ducky. Ducky, hello. Me, oh hello. Ducky, what are you all doing? Me, we're resting before we continue on to the Great Valley. Fu, have you been separated from your family too? Ducky, yep. I lost my family in the big earthshake. Lincoln, oh no. Lainey, I'm sorry. Aline, the earthquake took your family away too? That's terrible. Sana, I'm sorry, little one. Littlefoot, you want to go with us? Ducky, yet. Oh. Oh yes, yes, yes. I do. I do. Sana, alright, but you have to keep up. Ducky, I will keep up. I will. After they introduced themselves, they continued on. Along the way they met an aerophobic pteranodon named Petrie and a baby stegosaurus duck named Spike. There had never been such a herd before. 5 humans, 2 long necks, a swimmer, a flyer, a THRE horn, and a spike tail all together. After having some food they rested for the night. In the morning Sarah woke up and heard a Tyrannosaurus roar. I heard it too. Me, it can't be. I fly up and I see Sharptooth alive. Me, guys wake up. It's Sharptooth. He's still alive. We ran and got away from him. Me, panting, that was close. Aline, how could Sharptooth have survived a huge fall like that? Lincoln, I don't know. Littlefoot, I don't know, but we're safe now. Sana, thank goodness. They wound up at a site they were supposed to go to. Littlefoot, hey. It's the rock that looks like a long neck. Me, one of the landmarks we're supposed to go past in order to reach the Great Valley. Aline, we're on the right track. Sana, yes we are. We climbed up a rocky hill and we saw a huge canyon. Me, this place is creepy. Aline, hey look. Those footprints. Lincoln, these tracks belong to other dinosaurs. Littlefoot, you're right Lincoln. Me, we're getting very close. Sana, we still have to pass the mountains that burn. We pressed on and we arrived in a big volcano field. Me, these are the mountains that burn? This is a volcano field. Aline, yeah. This place is really dangerous. Sana, everyone stay together. We can't get separated. Aline, okay MRS. Littlefoot, yes mother. We made it past the volcanoes and crossed a big pond, but then we heard a familiar roar. Petrie, Aya. Sharp tooth. We hid behind a rock and Sana hid in the mountains. Littlefoot, it's Sharp Tooth all right. Aline, he must have followed us. Sarah, of course he followed us. I told you, once Sharp Tooth chooses his prey, he won't stop until he gets it. Aline, oh I believe you on that one. Me, I don't know about you guys but I have had it with this creep. Foo, me too. Littlefoot, let's get rid of him once and for all. Aline, I'm with you Littlefoot. Me, Foo, Lincoln and Laney agreed. Sarah, are you guys crazy? No one has ever defeated Sharp Tooth before. Sure we've managed to escape from him, but that was mostly pure luck. We should just find a way around him. Me, no. If we do that he'll just continue to chase us, even if we get to the Great Valley. Aline, I agree with you JD and frankly, I'm sick of this monster. I'm not going to let him hunt us down anymore. Foo, me neither. Lincoln, if we work together, I'm sure we can defeat him. Laney, yeah. There's strength in numbers. Ducky, but what'll we do? Littlefoot scanned the area around them. Once he had a good view of what was available to them he got an idea. Littlefoot, look. We'll coax him to the deep end of the pond. He can't swim with those scrawny arms. Sarah, Spike, and I will go up there and push that big rock on top of his head and then he'll fall off into the water. Me, good plan Littlefoot. The rest of us will provide cover fire. Aline, good idea. Petrie, you whistle when he's just at the right spot, where the water gets dark. Petrie, you can count on Petrie. Sarah, what about you Aline? Aline pointed to a ledge just above the pond. It was the opposite of the ledge with the boulder that Littlefoot was planning to use. Aline, I'll station myself up there and cover you guys with my fire magic and arrows. If Sharp Tooth attacks you, we'll distract you. Me, good idea, Aline. Me, Foo, Lincoln and Laney will provide aerial cover fire. Littlefoot, perfect. Now we just need some bait. We all turned our heads to Ducky. Ducky, me. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Sarah, relax, Ducky. All you have to do is lure him out here and we'll take care of the rest. Aline, besides, once you get out here, you will be in your element. You can swim and he can't. You will have the advantage. Aline looked out from behind the rock and saw that Sharp Tooth was climbing up higher toward the peak of the small mountain. She followed the line of his intended direction and saw a black opening in the side of the mountain. Aline, looks like he's heading for that cave. If we're going to do this, then we better get ready while we can. Lincoln, okay. Operation, destroy Sharp Tooth once and for all, is a go. Me, let's do it. Sarah, wait. Where's Littlefoot's mom? Me, oh she's over there. I pointed to where she's hiding. Me, okay. Let's go. Ducky was all alone as she made her way up towards the cave where Sharp Tooth had just entered. Keeping herself in the shadows, she tiptoed to a rock big enough to hide herself and ducked down. She shivered and crouched as Sharp Tooth suddenly stopped and growled. She peeked over the rock and noticed that he was looking in the opposite direction. She knew she had to get him out of the cave and down near the pond where the others were waiting. The question was how to do it without becoming his next meal. She took a deep breath and prepared to do something that would be considered desperately stupid. Ducky, She quickly fell behind the rock again as her scream caught Sharptooth's attention. He jerked up in alert and began to scan the cave. Shivering in her heart pounding hard, Ducky peeked over the rock again. This time Sharptooth was gone. She didn't hear him make any steps, but he had somehow snuck away. She began to listen for him, but the sound she heard was water dripping down from the ceiling. She thought that Sharptooth had just vanished. As she stepped back slowly, she was losing her nerve and decided to leave. When she was about to turn, boom! Sharptooth had leapt behind the little swimmer from out of nowhere. Ducky ran and they both slid down the slope and she and Sharptooth crashed into the shallows of the pond. Ducky swam underwater and hid under some rocks. Petrie gave the whistle to alert Littlefoot, Sarah, and Spike that Sharptooth was where they needed him to be. After about 4 tries he finally succeeded. Littlefoot, Sarah, and Spike started pushing. I fired a red beam of light and it hit Sharptooth in the side and burned him. Me? Take that. Fu fired a lightning bolt and hit him in the mouth and made his jaw hang open numb. Aline fired a stream of fire and it hit him in the leg and burned him. Lainey intunged Sharptooth in bramble vines that were sharp and they were hurting him like crazy. Sharptooth's tail hit the rock Aline was on and nearly knocked her off. But she got back on and she saw that Littlefoot, Sarah, and Spike had almost pushed the rock off. Aline was looking at the intense battle with terror and knew she had to do something or it would spell disaster for her friends. She got to her hands and knees, shook her head and looked up fearfully and saw the situation. She had to do something and she had to do it now. Aline, I promised. She desperately reached deep inside and seized her inner strength. Aline, I promised. She grabbed her bow, quickly stood up, took out an arrow and strung the arrow with all the strength she had. Sharptooth was in just the right position she needed to make this shot work. She only has one chance at this. She had to make it count. Aline, Sharptooth. Sharptooth turned in her direction and she released the arrow and it hit its target. Right through Sharptooth's heart. Me? Bullseye. Lincoln? Yes. Lainey? All right Aline. Fu? Way to go. Sharptooth let out a howl of pain and the monster staggered. Littlefoot, Sarah, and Spike pushed the rock off the ledge and it hit Sharptooth in the head. The T-Rex's life was just about drained. Me? Lainey? Now. Lainey, you got it. Lainey lifted Sharptooth up with her vines and threw him into the water with a tremendous splash. We all watched as Sharptooth sank down to the bottom of the pool. As the giant ripples faded, there was a stream of dark red emerging from the depths. Me, we did it. We won. But then the sound of crackling was heard and I saw the rock Aline was standing on beginning to topple. The rock tipped over and Aline plummeted into the water along with the ledge disappearing under the surface. Aline. We all raced towards the pool and Sana came out. Sarah, can Aline swim? Littlefoot, I don't know. I hope so. Aline's bow was floating on the surface. But there was no sign of Aline herself. Sadness began to grow as we thought we lost her. But suddenly, from the center of the pool, small bubbles began to form. With each second more and more appeared. We all stepped back fearful about what might come from those bubbles. Finally, to our amazement, Aline bursted out of the water like a mermaid and gasped for air. Me, Aline. Lainey, she's all right. We all cheered for joy and relief as Aline grabbed her bow and swam to shore. When she got there, she crawled out, coughing up water and struggling to fill her lungs with air again. Me, Aline. I hugged her. Me, thank goodness you're alive. Aline, of course. I'm alive. Shivering, it'll take more than a drop in the water to keep me down. Littlefoot, we're so glad you're all right. You had us worried there. Aline, I'm sorry. Aline embraced all of us. Aline, I'm just glad you're all okay. Lincoln, me too. Sarah, what about Sharptooth? Aline, he's dead. I saw him sink to the bottom. He won't be troubling us anymore. We went to the cave in the mountain to rest for the night. At long last, Sharptooth, the walking terror of the land, was finally defeated. The greatest miracle was that Petrie can now fly. The next morning we continued on and we went up a hill and we saw an enormous landscape. Just below them was a huge valley with lush green meadows, lots and lots of trees of varying sizes, and several waterfalls flowing down crystal blue rivers and streams. A sweet, heavenly smell of wild flowers swept up in the wind as if to welcome them to their new home. It was the Great Valley. Littlefoot, the Great Valley. Me, we found it. Sarah, we sure did. Ducky, yep, yep, yep. Sana, welcome home everyone. Little Leffoot, we did it. We did it together. We rushed down the cliffs and spread out. Ducky and Spike headed straight towards a stream of fresh water and plunged in. Ducky, is that you? The little swimmer snapped her head up and looked at the voice that called her name. Happiness rushed through her as she saw her mother and siblings near the edge of the river. She had found her family and they were safe. Spike skidded to a stop near the family of swimmers and smiled. Ducky, this is our new brother Spike. Spike was adopted into Ducky's family. Petrie flew up to the top of the trees and found his mother as well as his siblings. All of them were safe and sound. Petrie, Mama. A flyer. Petrie's mom caught him as he flew into her arms and embraced him with joy and happiness. The flyer's siblings all cheered as they all saw that their brother had finally returned. Sarah, Daddy. Sarah's dad, Sarah. Sarah raced straight through a patch of flowers and when she reached her father, he looked at her with astonishment. He then gave a genuine smile and lovingly nuzzled her, and she returned the gesture. Me, Fu, Aline, Lincoln, Lainey, Sana and Littlefoot found Littlefoot's grandma and grandpa. Littlefoot, Grandma. Grandpa. Both, Littlefoot. Sana. Littlefoot's grandpa and grandma were happy that they were both alright. Littlefoot, Aline, JD, Fu, Lincoln, and Lainey helped get us both here. We bowed modestly. Me, we were happy to help. Grandma, thank you so much. Aline, you're welcome. I revealed how to use the time stone for Aline and it proved to be a way to travel back and forth from our world to the age of the dinosaurs. A vortex appeared and sucked me, Fu, Lincoln and Lainey in and the exercise ended. Surprisingly I discovered that Aline and her family live right next door to us. Me and Very walk over and she saw me. Aline, JD. She hugged me. Me, I didn't know you live right next door to me, Aline. Aline, neither did I. Sees Very. Oh, I don't believe we met. Very, my name is Very. I'm J.D's fiancé. Aline, congratulations you too. Me, thank you. Aline, let me introduce you to my family. Aline took me and Very into her huge mansion. Aline, JD, Very, this is my father Jonathan. Me, pleasure to meet you. Very, same here. I shake his hand. Jonathan, likewise JD. I've heard so many big things about you. Me, I can tell a lot of people have heard about us. Aline, this is my mom, Eleanor. Very, it's a pleasure. Eleanor, same here. Are you and JD close? Me, we are engaged and we have 10 years to prepare. Jonathan, congratulations you too. You have a lot of planning. Me, I know. Aline, this is my brother Derek. Me, I know your brother. We go to gym class together. Derek, yet. JD and Very are truly a force to be reckoned with. Aline, that's cool. These are my grandparents Elaine and Richard. Me. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Elaine. Same here, JD. Aline. Grandma. We need to talk. You, me, and JD. Me. Very can come too. In Aline's room, Aline told Elaine what happened with her in the dinosaur world and how we all defeated Sharptooth. Elaine, did you say his name was Sharptooth? Me. Yeah, we did. Did you encounter him before? Elaine, just continue on. I'll tell you once you are done. Aline continued on with her story. She told her how we met, Sana, Littlefoot, Sarah, Petrie, Ducky and Spike, our journey to the Great Valley, our encounters with Sharptooth, and how we defeated Sharptooth for good. Aline, after that, we found the Great Valley and the Time Stone allowed me to come home. Elaine was bewildered and amazed. Elaine, Grandma? Elaine, Aline, you, JD and your friends are going to become legends in that world. Aline, what do you mean? Elaine, Sharptooth has plagued that land for many years. Many have tried to take him down, but they were unsuccessful. That is until now. Me, well, I had no idea Sharptooth was that ruthless. Very, me neither. Aline, how do you know that? Elaine, because I fought Sharptooth before. Aline gasped. Me, I did not know that. Elaine, yes. When I was a little bit older than you, Aline, my dinosaur friend, who was a Diplodocus, and I tracked Sharptooth down and found him attacking the Great Valley. Aline was shocked. Sharptooth had been to the Great Valley before. Elaine, it was a long battle, but I managed to get a few shots in him and my friend managed to knock him down into the gorge. Me, wow. That's incredible. So we aren't the only ones that went to the dinosaur world. Aline, yet. But wait, I didn't know you knew archery. Elaine, believe me, you didn't just get your skills from grandfather. Aline, does grandpa know about this? Elaine, no. I met him after all these events happened. I have thought about telling him several times, but I just never knew how. Plus, I can't exactly show him either. Aline, why not? Elaine, when my friend and I found out that Sharptooth was still alive, we planned to track him down and defeat him once and for all. Although he was injured from our previous battle, he was still a threat to that world. But before we could do anything, the Time Stone stopped working for me. I couldn't go back no matter how hard I tried. The only thing I could think of was that I had become too old or that it was time to pass the stone on to the next successor. Me, and we helped Aline after she arrived there and helped her, Littlefoot, Sarah, Ducky, Petrie and Spike defeat Sharptooth once and for all. Finishing what you couldn't accomplish. Elaine, that's right. And I am truly grateful for that. Aline, I know how you feel, Grandma. Elaine, oh Aline, you're still young. The stone should still work for you. Aline, what, really? Elaine, I didn't just use the Time Stone once, you know. I may not know why it stopped for me, but you should still have the ability to use it. Elaine taught Aline to use the command portal open and it will help her get to the dinosaur world and back. Aline now called that world the Land Before Time. The end. Another fanfiction completed. I wanted to do a Land Before Time themed chapter. I've known the Land Before Time since I was a little kid and it was one of my first movies as a child. The sad part with Littlefoot's mother dying was really sad. So I made it turn out differently. Also, her name was never revealed in the series, so I made one up. I got permission from Elise Lowing to use her OC Aline in my stories. Thank you for that, Elise. You rock. I'm going to add more adventures with Aline in the future. See you next time. The Land Before Time series is owned by Don Bluth, Amblin Entertainment, Universal Pictures, Steven Spielberg, and George Lucas.